Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to another Loot Drop podcast. Joining me today is our very own Prezi J. Unfortunately, another scheduling conflict. We are getting those sorted. Rathagen says hello to everyone and thank you for tuning in. And we've got some more content coming. We will be back on a regular schedule soon. TN. But thank you guys for tuning in. Prezi, how's your week been?
Week's been crazy with the whole holiday thing last Monday. Does throw your week off a little bit. I think it just makes you in a normal. If you're not if you're working a normal job where you just have certain set things you have to get done, you're now getting those set things done in a shorter time span. Let's
Mm-hmm.
just put it that way. So,
Yeah.
yeah, and it was a good Memorial Day weekend past weekend, and it was just good. I smoked some meat, 11 hours on the
What'd you
smoker.
make?
We just did some pulled pork. So
Ooh.
yeah. First time ever smoking using the smoker. So it was put it to test and it did really well. So
You
very happy with
also
that. How was?
you
Yeah, go
find
ahead.
different things smoke well at different times, and it's a lot about
Mm-hmm.
temperature, not just about time. Like
100%.
once you hit the ideal temperature, like regardless of how long it's been on, like it's now granted you want that to be over a longer period. You don't want to hit that temperature in like 30 minutes. You'll probably have a really burnt outside, but
Yeah.
like ribs don't take nearly as long, and they come out phenomenal in like 2 or 3 hours on a smoker.
Correct. Yeah. And we had 10 pound. We had two shoulders on there, 10 pounds each. So we expected they were going to take a little bit of time, and yeah, we had tons of meat. So it was all good. How was your week?
It was good. It's good.
Nice.
Been playing so the beginning of the week was normal. The Stasis update for Destiny 2 hit on Thursday. So the beginning, like I said, like the reset, so Tuesday and Wednesday were normal. Actually, like pretty aggressive for Stasis. Like people are getting their like last yeehaws out. But like after balances, PvP feels pretty good.
What do you think Destiny did? Why'd they speed up that timeline? The timeline was set for season 15. And they
Just
sped
community
up that
feedback.
timeline.
Just
Yeah, but
community feedback.
the
People are
community's been feedbacking. A horrible word to say that, but for almost a year now. So
so
why all of a sudden? Do you think
so
the player base?
there's another podcast on YouTube that if you're here listening to me talk about Destiny 2 on a weekly basis, firstly thank you, but secondly go check out Firing Range. Like all the
Oh,
premiere,
through the D2 podcast.
yep, through the D2 community podcast.
Yeah,
Firing
yeah,
Range
they're
is
they're great.
bi-weekly,
Yeah.
so
Yep.
every 2 weeks, and they had two Bungie developers on this last week.
Hmm.
They had a abilities sandbox lead, and they had the weapon sandbox lead on to answer questions. The abilities talked about stasis and tuning, and like basically how stasis came about, and the weapons sandbox lead, he gave a lot of actual numbers, like percentages for like what perks actually do.
Hmm.
It was awesome. Like I watched it twice. Um,
Yeah, I mean, so I like listening to them a lot. I like listening to their main stuff,
the ability
too.
sandbox guy though, he made stasis. It was his team.
Oh yeah. I knew that. Yeah,
Yep.
and
So
I mean it was about time, right? Like we all expected it. It was kind of it was needed.
it needed to happen. Like it's just been all.
But
I
but
love
here's the
Destiny 2,
question.
but it has been
S-
awful to play against.
Yeah. So but here's the thing though. Percentage wise, the percentage were some. It was something ridiculous where Stasis was not among they released so in the TWAB, the recent TWAB, not the one that came
Mm-hmm.
out this week, one week prior, the one that announced that they were going to be making this change. They talked about the percentages basically in wins to Stasis uses,
Mm-hmm.
and there was no correlation
That's
to
not
the
true.
fact that it's 100% true.
No, the Stasis Hunter was like
Num
by and far.
like sixth highest, sixth highest. And so, because the large amount of the community is complaining, that's why it was the sixth highest super to have percentage of wins,
So they talk about
and
that.
that is across all
So
all. Yeah.
they use metrics to back up what they're doing, but what they will also do is take community feedback and
Right.
apply that in a
Right.
broader sense. That's why they nerfed Arbalest. Like
Mm-hmm.
when they looked at Arbalest, the usage numbers on it were really really low
Right.
comparatively, to other things, but it felt so oppressive for people to play against, and people were so outspoken about it that Bungie was like, okay, let's tune this, right?
Right, right, right.
Um,
Yeah. So my thing is though, is I can't imagine what it's like, and I'm saying that I think that it's a good thing that they tuned it back. Um, I personally have not been able to play for the past couple days since Thursday, so I've not been able to feel what
you'll
it feels
see when
like.
you get it. It's just not in, like, people just aren't using stasis.
Right, which is probably good, right? Like I mean, I
So
guess,
it
but
so some people are using stasis, but now, like, if you're in sixes, right? Instead of
yeah,
going against six people on the enemy team all using stasis, there's one person on the enemy team using stasis. So
right,
you
which is probably
experience the
yeah,
abilities still, but it's not constant, right?
sure.
Now people, like, I was playing Trials this weekend with Nova Warp Warlock, the Middle Void. And before that,
Hmm.
I was playing Bottom Tree Arc with the Arc buddies. And
Yeah, I mean, I
successfully
remember.
using dumpstering people with it.
I'll say I remember back in the day playing with the Arc Buddies, and so I like you would play that
Dumpstering.
and it would do well
Handheld
back in the day.
Supernova, I
So
was turning, so the map this weekend was
good,
I forget what
good,
the I
good
forget
map,
what the yeah, I forget what the map's called.
phenomenal map.
But
It's a D1 map.
it's the one that has cave, it has the dark tunnel, it has shrine.
Oh, it's the one where like B is out
On
on
that,
the
we call it
ledge.
bridge. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
that
yeah.
it's that map. So
Great,
dark
great
right by
content for
B.
people listening. We have no clue what that map is, but hopefully we were able to describe that enough for you.
Dark right by B. I can't tell you how many times I charged up a handheld Supernova and just walked in and, like, yeeted it in there and
Right into a
just
tight
delete.
area. Yeah,
Just delete.
sure, but and so like usage was super high, but win probability was not super high due to usage. And so or there was no direct correlation to that stat. And so I know that
That
the
contradicts a
wide
little bit what the Sandbox team was saying in the podcast. Like, they were saying Behemoth
so
Titan was really high.
Behemoth Titan's stupid in sixes. Like that percentage was high. I'm saying in like trials.
Okay.
Um so like no, in sixes Behemoth Titan was the number one, I believe, and I believe also it was just wiping teams out. Like I mean it was ridiculous. Even though everybody complains about the Hunter stasis, it wasn't us. Like we've been nerfed like seven times. Like I have no clue what you guys want from us. Um, like I'm not even sure why the hunter class is still a person in there. Like we should just have our own game
Well,
called like fairy tales and like rainbows, where we just go off into the corner and just play with ourselves because we have no one else to play with in this community because the whole community hates us.
so basically the Sandbox lead for abilities said that when they first made Stasis, it was too weak against the other subclasses, and so they kept,
Yeah.
like, and this is behind the scenes prior to it releasing, right? So they kept raising it, right, until when it released, and when it
Uh,
released, he's like, "Oh, we're gonna have to nerf this." And I think the direct quote is something along the lines of, like, "We're gonna have to touch this 4 or 5 times until it's good."
well, 100%. But you got to think, like, what are the games doing this, right? What are the games putting in a new ability that is monumental to player, like using your character,
It's a big deal.
right?
It's a big deal
Yeah.
for Destiny, because
And
prior to, and this is something you might not know, but, like, prior to, like, the big change in D1 is that they added um an element, a subclass. That was the big
right,
change in D1. And then in
right,
D2, they added the supers. They gave each element an additional super. So they brought the total supers up from 6 to 9 per class, right?
correct.
And so the natural progress, so for stasis being implemented, for the sake of change, just to keep the game moving forward, they could either add 3 new supers, and I don't think they want to go that route, because at a certain point each subclass has its identity, right? Like Golden Gun, you have a flaming gun that just
Correct. Yeah. No, no, no.
deletes people,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
100%. I understand that.
Like Dawnblade is a mobile throwing flaming swords class, right? And with the new subclasses, they already changed enough. Like Hunter Middle Tree Solar is completely different from Golden Gun, right?
No,
If
it's
they
true.
further splinter those subclasses, you lose the identity of that class, if that makes sense, or of that subclass, if that
No,
makes, yeah,
it
if
makes
that.
full sense.
So
Yes, so I applaud them for buffing and nerfing this in which ways they will do in the future as well. It is needed. It is something that I'm very happy that they are obviously paying attention to. And so I don't know, it I really like Stasis as far as PVE content goes.
that is a
As
gripe right now. Is that the stasis nerfs were worldwide, so like they are
correct.
affecting PvP and PvE, and there are
And,
some people that are like going like whoa 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 whoa, like stasis was already not great in PvE. Now there's no
right.
reason to use it.
Correct. Like a hunter as a stasis hunter in PvE content, that it's really not that bad. You throw a bubble down, things get stuck, especially with the new aspect. The new
Mm-hmm.
aspect changed the game for PvE content. I would personally say, as a stasis hunter, I mean, just the tracking on the quick grenade or any of these kinds of things, everything was changing. But now the fact that they're just nerfing this into the ground, but in my mind, as a Destiny player at the moment, I mean, it's what is it, a 4 month through? No, we're only like we have like 80 something 3 months until they probably buff this again in certain ways when the new season drops and we get
Well,
back to kind of normality.
they have some more tuning coming later this season. Like
Okay.
they're going to be tuning. I know Dead Man Tale later this season, and I imagine when they tune Dead Man Tale, there'll be some other like balances.
Yeah.
Um, that'll probably be the last big balance this season until next season.
Right.
Um, and they also talked about like why they are tuning certain things the way they are in the Firing Range podcast. Like basically, they were like, we're never going to make a scout rifle meta again because that's how
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was when D2 first released, and it was just not
Yeah.
fun. It was just not fun to play. Um,
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad they. I'll be honest with you. I'm glad they didn't nerf this prior to the raid dropping. I'll be very
I
honest.
haven't run the raid again this week. I've literally just been playing PvP. I've played nothing,
Nice.
almost nothing but PvP
I
since
ran it on three
Thursday.
characters. I still realize that I hate Warlock, and it's still bad. But aside from that aspect of this whole thing, I've it was good runs. It was quick runs. Um, yeah, we picked up some LFGs I think and ran through them. Um, yeah, I like the new raid a lot. I can't. I really hope that some of the old stuff will come back in more, bigger droves. I know they have plans for some of that, but kind of hoping for that. I'm going to be upset until the day that I die. I think at the moment that the DSC is not pinnacle drop. I know putting too many pinnacles in the rotation is not always great for grinding, but to not force people to play that raid, I
Well, I
really
mean,
like DSC, and so.
you got your eyes of tomorrow last time we ran that.
Yeah, 45 runs in. I got my stupid eyes of tomorrow.
I'm gonna be so many runs in by the time I get mine.
Yeah, yeah, well, I mean, I'm happy for it, but I broke it already. So like
I
I
was
checked
using
my little
Bastion
box.
this weekend.
Of course you were, but you're also a toxic Destiny streamer, so I expect this out of you.
Bro, Bastion with here. Let me. So we by we I mean Heather. Um, adopted another dog for her parents
Yeah,
yesterday.
how's that going? Did you get this dog to her parents?
She took the dog up to her parents today. She's
Okay,
napping
okay,
now.
okay. I was curious if you were keeping the dog forever.
No, no.
Okay.
No.
The I do have a question though for you real quickly. And this is a shameless plug as much as anything else is. So this past week or week and a half now, your channel, and I know this is not necessarily what this channel is about, but your channel hit a massive milestone, which was celebrated yesterday, and I missed the
Okay.
majority of the stream, and I am very curious about it.
I
So if no
think you'll
one
be
knows,
proud of my edit on the YouTube video I sent
totals.
to you.
Okay, I'm very excited. Total Sunbro hit 350 followers on Twitch. Is a big milestone. Well, he didn't expect to get to where he is this fast, which is great. And I
That's
know that
fair. That's incredibly fair.
he made the comment when he hit 300 and said, "I'm gonna do another Scorch stream at 325," and I said, "Hit 350." And so he put it in his mind 350, and he went shot for it, and he got it. And so for that reason, he had gotten all of season 14 Hot Ones
Yep.
sauces.
Yep. It's
Had
the
purchased all
season
those.
14 lineup.
Yeah, and so how
That
was that
sucked.
run? And you did that with your fiance, right?
I did. Heather and I
First
did
time
it
on
together.
stream?
It sucked hard. So
Yes.
the
Yeah.
pyramid pepper hot sauce, I pointed behind. You guys can't see it. Ha, fake background.
Oh, see, mine
But
are behind me too. So yeah,
the
we're back
pyramid
there.
pepper, like the hottest hot sauces in that were hot. The difference is that the hot sauces from the hot ones actually taste good. They hurt, but they taste so good. The only one that did not
So,
taste good was Da Bomb.
the bomb beyond exciting.
It
No, it's
literally
just the
it's
bomb in this one.
what's Da Bomb Evolution or something.
Evolution or something. Yeah, I mean, and
It
that's what
tastes like
everybody says, right?
chemicals. It
Like,
literally tastes like
but that's the
chemicals.
one that everybody like
And
stops and
then
goes,
the
"Whoa."
last dab tastes good, but like
Okay.
as soon as I bit into it, my body was like, "This is poison. You shouldn't be." Like I had to force myself to to swallow the what I had. Like my yeah, literally.
Did you drink anything? Did you go blind
Oh,
through this?
absolutely. No. Absolutely. I crushed
So
like
can
6 bottles of water and a glass and a half of
so do
milk.
you have an appreciation now for the celebrities that get on to that show and do it without like any milk or any water
At
or
500, I'm gonna do it with nothing. At
that's good.
500, I'm gonna do it with nothing.
Did you just like dab everything on there
No,
on them?
everything was measured. So every wing got a half of a tablespoon of hot sauce.
No, nice. Okay.
So between the two,
Yeah.
it was a tablespoon of hot sauce
Yeah, yeah,
between
yeah.
both wings.
And then you just tossed them in each one.
I brushed it.
Nice.
I
Makes
yeah,
sense. Easier.
I literally dipped the brush like in the measuring. So I also didn't want to waste sauce. Like they're not giant bottles. They're like 6 ounce bottles.
No, and they're not cheapest thing in the world, so I fully get that.
Yeah.
So yeah. No, I just wanted to point that out. I mean, it's a big milestone. I think anybody would be, so if you don't follow him, go follow him. He's gonna try to hit 500. If we hit him 500 faster, he'll hate himself even more faster. So
Dude, it was rough. We took
it is what it is.
took Pepto tablets at the beginning, halfway through, and then I ate like 8 Tums at the end.
Oh, I bet. I have no doubt. So I was just curious about that. Moving forward though, talking about Twitch, and streaming. That's a good segue, man. That's one heck of a
That's a
segue.
great
I'll
segue.
tell you.
You crushed
I'll
it.
tell you. I've never done that well. I'll be honest. No. Also, if anybody's watching this video, and for people at home, for your audio listening experience, if you see black specks all over me, it's because I don't have my regular headphones, and these are Beats, and the cups are going bad, so you just have black flakes falling all over the place. It's like I have dark dandruff. But just
What
in
happened to your
case you
normal
see that.
headphones?
Great question. They're currently at a casino.
Are they gonna
They're
stay
the
at the
only thing I
casino, or are
left.
you gonna?
Well, no. They're shipping them to me. But I accidentally left them at the casino in the hotel.
Rip-a-roo. Where were
I
you?
did.
We'll get to the Twitch thing, but where were you?
So this shameless plug again. We're not sponsored by them. Even though I would love to be sponsored by the MGM National Casino, but girlfriend is soon to finish her master's degree, so I go up there. We went up there and celebrated. MGM's a great time. It's
Did you go to Vegas when you say
no,
MGM?
no, the one in National Harbor,
Oh,
so
okay.
just outside of DC.
Okay.
The issue with it is that it has no competition. So because that casino has no competition, you have a less likelihood of winning anything really. I mean, in Vegas, if you start to lose at a casino, you just move on to another casino. There's like 15 others, and so they have a reason to give you good wins, usually out of good odds. Out of that, the house always wins, but you at least feel like you're winning at some point.
Did you
And
come away
so
with anything extra, or did you blow all your quarters?
we win $10.
If you came out positive in a casino, that's a win.
Yeah.
So you get to have you get to have the fun experience of gambling, and you didn't lose anything.
Yeah, we spent a little time there, so it was good. Yeah, it was definitely well worth it and great. So okay, back to Twitch. Twitch is
to
causing
Twitch.
their own problem. Twitch had its birthday.
Happy
It
birthday,
became a
Twitch.
decade old, I guess. Happy birthday, Twitch.
Clowns.
If you really want to know what we think about Twitch, you need to subscribe to our Patreon and watch our After Darks after this. That's just what I'm going to say right now. But for the sake of this podcast, Twitch turned 10 years old. And a week ago, they came out to their creators and they talked about a new wave of bands was coming. I know that was out there and looming over individuals. Over in the past couple of weeks, they've created a great subcategory for pools, hot tubs, and
I was gonna
other
say,
debauchery.
is that for bathtub streamers?
I think it was. It was mainly for music publishers and other people. That came out over a week ago. They did mention that was coming for copyrighted material, but I know there's something you want to talk about.
Okay,
Yeah, here we go.
so for context, if you are not um, up to date on like Twitch and what they've been up to, content creators on Twitch have been asking for a way to have music on your stream because that's integral to like a good experience for someone that's watching. Like it's not the main content, but like it helps to like have music in the background playing to fill dead air, and also it's nice just to listen to music while you're relaxing. Um, and you can't listen to copy like I can't go and listen to the latest like J Cole album or anything like that on Twitch because I will immediately get a DMCA strike.
Real quickly, time out. You should be listening to it. Just screw Twitch.
I haven't listened to it yet. I heard
It's
it's really
Jermaine
good.
Cole. It's Jermaine Cole. Triple platinum, no features. My rant's over.
Um, so Twitch came out and said, okay. If you guys want something safe to play on your streams, safe, you don't have to worry about copyright strikes. It's licensed for you to use in content creation. Here's the Twitch soundtrack beta. I think that's what it's called. It's a program. You have to install it separate from Twitch, separate from anything, and it's Twitch that it's music that Twitch has partnered and licensed with that we can use on stream. Well, there's a partnered streamer, and I don't want to go into the specifics of who he is, and I don't want to, like, as this gets resolved, I'm sure it will get resolved, because it's a whole lot of malarkey, but there's a partnered streamer who's been partnered for 6 years, and he caught DMCA strikes, and when he went in to look what the DMCA strikes were for, they were for music playing through Twitch's own program. And it's concerning for me, because he shows the playlist that song is in, and I use that playlist because it's a good playlist.
And I feel, I mean, I don't feel bad at all, but I'm the one who complained about Pretzel Rocks enough that you switched. But and that's just because I hate Pretzel Rocks. Weirdly, on a side note, not because of bad music. It's a great form, and when I stream, I also use Pretzel Rocks. But I just thought it was funny to secretly just hate Pretzel Rocks as an entity when it ever came up in chat and told you what song they're playing. But the interesting part here is twofold, right? One, it's Twitch's software, and the dude's still getting DMCA'd, right? So that's your number one problem. But secondly, it's the algorithm. The algorithm is partially of this problem here. It's also at fault. Because this wasn't somebody sitting behind a desk DMCAing this individual that's one partnered for several years now.
The DMCA algorithm is not something that Twitch manages. It's something that the music industry themselves manage. So it's their algorithm. But separate from that, like, there's not, as a content creator, like as an individual, there's not an incredible amount that you can do to fight that.
No, and it's super interesting there's I mean, people have made good money off of YouTube videos just telling Twitch streamers or just streamers in general on how not to be DMCA'd. And so because you always go to those videos and you look at those ahead of time, and it's either the lawyer that knows what he's doing or it's the streamer that knows what he's doing, and you're relying on those individuals to then go do a stream. And you're right, but the thing that gets me is that you have some people out there that should be DMCA'd immediately, that are just, they don't care. They're just playing any music they want to, right? And I don't know if And some creators, they don't care. Some creators, they'll be like, cool, play my music. That just became that much more popular, and you're going to bring that many more
But
people to my
even
platform.
even with some creators, like if they're licensed through some sort of label, that artist doesn't have the right to do that in some cases, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Like
So
that artist doesn't necessarily have the power to say like, yeah, you can play
well,
my music.
100%, 100%
They'd
true.
have to go
I
through
mean,
because the
almost
record
the
label
majority
owns the
of them don't have
royalties.
that. 100%. Majority of them do not have that. Trust me. I've already had this argument this weekend about record labels and that kind of thing. But
Well,
here's
as big as
well, hold
Twitch
on.
is, with Amazon, okay, Twitch is a subsidiary of Amazon, but as big as Twitch is in that space with Amazon, Amazon Music, all that malarkey, how is it that Facebook, a social media platform, got with these record companies and said, "Hey, look, we want to let our partnered streamers just play music, whatever they want to play. Will you work with us?" And those record labels are like, "Yeah, we'll work with you." So if you're
You know,
partnered on Facebook, you can play whatever you want, and you're not at risk for that DMCA because Facebook has come to bat and stepped up for their content creators.
I would say
So
you want to know why? And I this is all opinion. This is not fact. But it's because Twitch makes absolutely no money for Amazon. 10 years of not making money for Amazon that they could care less.
I mean, you're
And it
not
sounds
totally
horrible.
wrong. No, you're not wrong though.
And 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 I know that's personal opinion fully. And I'm not saying Facebook is any better in the caring about their content
It's
creators,
just new
but
for
in this
Facebook. I
realm,
also don't know
they've
if
done it at
Facebook
least right.
is making any money from their content creation program.
Well, and I can tell you right now that I watch a content creator, I watch a streamer on Facebook do truck driving America simulator
Mm-hmm.
almost regularly. I think it's the most entertaining thing I've ever seen in my life. But and he said that it's gone down the communication that he used to have. He's partnered with them now. He has like 500 ish people always watching him on Facebook. Um, and he's even said that the communication has gone down between him and Facebook, and not on purpose, just because it's on their end, and how they used to be really great, and he used to promote the platform a ton, but it's also kind of going by the wayside. And I don't know if that's just
I don't know
how
if that I
these
don't know if
are going
that
to work.
tracks across creators, but there's a creator I like, and I don't want to stir up any drama, so I'm not going to use names. But
No, yeah,
he's a
yeah,
he's
yeah.
a D2 PvPer, and he streams on Facebook. But he's talked about starting up streams on Twitch and on YouTube. Just testing the waters because he's not bound. Like he doesn't have an exclusivity with Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Um, and it's wild to me that like maybe that's a change that's coming where they are intentionally kind of.
So, so here's my potential fix if because this is widely watched and I know for a fact Amazon
You don't
contributors
think
and board
Amazon's
members
making
are
their money
watching
back
this.
from ad revenue?
I don't think so. You think I just can't imagine they're making that much money back. I mean, it's just like either way. Um, Amazon, if you're listening, when Jeff Bezos turns on Spotify and he's listening to the Loot Drop podcast, Jeff, you and I, Jeffrey, we got a beef to make.
Wait, wait,
Call
wait,
up.
wait. Before Presley says this, Daddy Bezos, can I be partnered?
No,
I
no,
don't
no.
agree
Hey,
with
hey,
whatever
no,
he's saying.
no. I got you, Jeffrey. You and I, we hook up together. We get a Zoom call going. Us and your guys over at Amazon Music, and we say, yo, if you want to be a part of Amazon Music, you got to let our partnered streamers be able to play your music. Plain and simple. They can't use it in any recorded material that is put up on any other platform other than Twitch. So there you go. There's your exclusivity to just Twitch. So that person that goes on there, that your big streamer that goes on there, then records and goes and puts it somewhere else. They have to have different audio tracks to be able to run that. But just on Twitch, if VODs, all that counts. If you're on Amazon Music, you're allowed for a partner streamers. I think
That's
that like
that's what's wild too. Is it's not that he didn't get DMCA'd off his live stream. That was
correct.
covered under the copyright strike. He got caught out because music was on his VOD. Now, to
Yeah.
be fair, it's his fault.
Oh,
because of the
100%.
way he's got his music configured, that the
Yeah.
music on the VOD came through. That
Yeah.
should not be happening. Um, that should not be happening as far
No.
as like music coming through on the VOD or anything like
Yeah, and I
that.
think that they'll fix this, right? Like it's a slap on the hand kind of right now. I assume that they'll try to make this right. Um, Twitch is maybe not. I have a weird hope for Twitch. One, I think it's the best streaming platform out there right now for content creators. I may not think that it's the best for starting up content creators, but I truly do think it's a good platform and it feels good. They're adding animated emojis. Have you seen that? Have you heard that? You're getting up anyway. That's fine. Um,
Sorry, one of my dogs pushed the door open. I had a fan yeeting in the background. I
you're fine.
did
Did
see
you?
that animated emotes are coming.
Yeah.
Are those going to be Twitch only universal emotes, or will we be able to program animated emotes to have on our channel?
That's a great question. All I know is it's the biggest update, and this comes after. Um, I think it's just going to be in chat, and I think it's just going to be for individual chats. I don't imagine that they're across the board, even though they could be.
Well,
It's
like the Komodo hype, or uh,
right, right, right,
PogChamp
right,
doesn't
right.
exist anymore, but those are universal emotes that like
I
exist on the
think
platform. So do you think it'll be up to streamers to have their own emotes animated? Because I would
so.
love to have an animated like my Sunbro hype emote. I'd love to
So
have that YMCA.
so one thing and two things. One thing, this is only going to be for partnered streamers until the end of 2021. They're testing the waters right
That's
now. They're
fair.
massive betas just with their partners. It comes to affiliates by the end of 2021 is what they're saying. Um, I'm looking through here. I'll be honest with you. I don't. I think they're going to be universal. I think they're going to be. Yeah. 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 I think they're going to be universal. It's cool. It's a cool addition, right? It's a small thing, but like
It's just something
it.
extra.
Yeah. It's kind of fun. So. Happy birthday, Twitch. Happy 10 years of ruining and making people's lives. And yeah, I'm glad that you're now a hot tub streaming site. It's really great. Yeah.
Oh, it's insane to me that like 10 years, a decade in the business, longer in content streaming than any other entity. Like YouTube, obviously, for like videos, but like as far as live content, like video games or just anything live over the internet, Twitch is the oldest platform. And
I mean,
you think they would have made headway by now where they would have solutions to some of these like what appear to be like obvious and prevalent issues.
you would think, but like, I don't know how long's D2 been out, buddy.
Yeah, but they patch it every couple months.
Yeah, yeah. Twitch is trying to fix their stuff every like
Twitch in the last
now and
year
then.
made a really racist emote, banned people that like were within guidelines and like are making animated emotes. That's 2 years of content on Twitch that they've developed. Oh, and they
Okay,
released they released a music platform that can get you banned for using it.
okay, fair enough. Yeah. Good job. Happy birthday, Twitch. I'm glad for that. I have loved seeing all these like Dr. Lupo and Ninja tweets of them 10 years ago and what they look like to what they look like now. And you just see them kind of grow up with the platform. It is, I'll be honest, it is a
Absolutely,
fun
that's
thing to
insane.
watch. And a lot of us grew up with these guys, and so
So I hadn't even heard of, and it's insane. So I didn't start really watching Twitch until maybe 2019,
sure.
and I didn't really start engaging in like online content like that. Like I watch TV shows and stuff, but I didn't start like watching like content creators on YouTube. If I needed to look up a guide, I'd look something up, right? But like as far as like having content creators that I would be like, oh, they post a new video, I'll watch that. Like I watch all of Mr. Fruit's videos, as
Oh,
they
right, right,
release.
right. Well, and I think that it was the right thing that needed to happen for video games. I'll be honest with you. Um, because you got to think about this like over 10 years ago, you're playing your Xbox 360, you're playing your PS2, PS3, right? Your GameCube, and you're playing with the guy that's sitting or the girl sitting right beside you. You're playing
Yep.
that racing game with 2 controllers plugged in.
Mm-hmm.
And they took that away from us because the internet got better. And you didn't no longer had to necessarily play with the person. You had a brother, you had a cousin, whatever. You probably played with
You can
them,
play with people
but
all over the world.
now you could play with anybody.
Yep.
And so because of that just all of a sudden connection, this was a perfect storm to create a platform like Twitch or other platforms such as Twitch that really get to show off that aspect of Dr. Lupo's playing that game I played. How cool is that? Those kinds of things.
Absolutely.
And I use Dr. Lupo as a good example because I do
He's a
think
great content creator.
I think he's one of the best content creators, and a lot of big content creators would agree with that. And so I think that
So he's grandfathered into that industry separate from all that, but like also like his personality and like the amount that he gives back
is
from his
astronomical.
platform is he sets time aside every year to give back for like St. Jude's and stuff. Like
Well, he does it right.
He's the biggest content creator for the GCX charity
Oh yeah,
marathon that
100%. I love watching that. That's gotta be the
by far
funnest thing in the world.
it
Because
is
all of a
insane.
sudden Lupo gets on, and then it's just rolling money in, right? And
Well, last year did you see what he did last year?
I watched it last year. Yeah.
It was in cars first got added into Fortnite. He was rolling through, and he'd be like, "Chat, you make me drop anything in my inventory." They'd be like, "Drop your weapon,
Oh yeah.
drop your other weapon." He'd have a
Yep.
pickaxe. He'd be like, "Well, this is what we're playing with."
Yep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And see, like content creators like that get the community and get what it really can do. That's who like you want to look up to.
Absolutely.
And so like that. So I think that I'll go back to that. I still think multiplayer games becoming single player games was the biggest thing for platforms like this to really be uprooted and do well. I'll be honest. I really think that. I don't know if there's a strong correlation there, but I do think that was a big thing. So, um, I I I keep looking at the time because it's getting closer.
What's
I'm like my
what time?
palms are like no.
What time is the fight?
8 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
I know, but I'm nervous.
Logan Paul has 2 feet on Mayweather. Okay,
No, he
Mayweather is
does
an
not. He does
amazing
not.
boxer.
He does not. I understand. He's not an amazing. He's the best boxer. 50-0, my good
Okay,
sir.
but Logan Paul, like when you say someone is head and shoulders taller than someone,
He's
Logan
only
Paul's
a little bit
literally,
taller than him. How tall are you?
bro. I'm 6 foot. I saw the
You're
face
not
off.
6 foot.
I'm 6 foot.
There is no way in this world
I'm
you are 6
six
foot.
foot. I am exactly 6 foot.
You are not as tall as I am.
You're taller than 6 feet, you meme.
No, I'm exactly 6 feet.
No, you're not.
If I could right now,
Floyd's giant ass is like 6'5".
It doesn't.
No, he's
You
like
were
6'4".
you were like 5'2". I'm gonna put that out there. Everybody listening to this. Everybody listening to this. I'm
There
telling
are
you right now.
people that listen to this that know me personally. I am not 5'2".
Yeah, and they also know you're not 6 feet tall.
I'm 6
That's
feet
for
tall.
darn sure.
I'm exactly 6 feet tall.
Okay, Mr. 6 feet tall. That's fine. But Logan Paul's running in at currently a 6'2". I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna look like an idiot because this is no way this is coming out within an hour, and two, before that he probably loses his fight. But Logan Paul's coming in at 6'2", and Floyd Mayweather is coming in at your height at 5'8". So, okay, so one, I had money on
alone.
he only has 4 inches on him. I think it's
Wingspan?
76-inch. Yeah, I think it's only a 76-inch wingspan for Logan, 72 for Floyd.
Bro, that's a whole fist.
Oh, I understand.
That's if you and I are both punching each other in the face. I have pushed your face farther than you can physically punch my face.
Okay, so there's a couple things here that have happened. And for anybody listening to this that loves about video games, I'm extremely sorry for what you're about to listen to and hear. But we do appreciate you here at the Loot Drop Podcast. So as you know, and as several other people know, I'm a massive Logan Paul fan. I've been a Logan Paul fan since day one. There was a hiccup in there. I still stuck with him and hoped that there would be better afterwards.
Was it the Forest thing?
Yeah, and I'll be honest, I'm very happy in the way that he has taken that as a he's recognized that was a problem. He's owned up to it.
Mm-hmm.
There was some time after that where he like pretended like he had kind of owned up to it, but reality hit him in the face enough times that I think that he's starting to get over that a little bit. But that's also another thing and about forgiveness and a bunch of other stuff. But in reality, Logan Paul is about to fight. This is for anybody that doesn't know this. Is about to fight Floyd Money Mayweather tonight in Miami at the Hard Rock Stadium. 70,000 people. It'll. Don't know if they're going to sell it out. I think that they're
It's
going
going
to
to be on
technically
Twitch as
sell it
well.
out. It will not be on Twitch.
It's advertised on Twitch. It's on the homepage.
It's advertised on Twitch. It is a pay-per-view through Showtime and through another company as well. $50 is what it's going to cost.
100%. I know. You know. I'm just.
I can't inform you about how much I
Oh,
can't
yep.
hear you right now. But you remember this whole like story
What?
earlier in the that I talked about my headphones issue? I can't tell you how much my headphones just cut out, but they definitely did.
Oh, you're no.
See if we can
Prezzi's
bring these things
100%
back.
right. It's $50.
I can see your mouse saying $50.
Oh, they made them the same height in this picture. That's disingenuous. That's so disingenuous. They're not
I
the
guess I
same.
just
I
can't hear
saw
you.
the
This
face
is great.
off. Do you need me to type what I'm saying to you?
You know what the worst part about having a PC? This is
When
for
things
like
just
everybody
don't
watching
work.
this. There's no speakers. No speakers. And I have a soundbar somewhere. Oh, wait. Boyd's house. So, really,
Hooked up
really
to the
helpful at the
projector.
moment.
Oh my goodness.
You can talk about whatever you want real quick. I'll be right back in 2 seconds. I'm gonna turn these things back on.
While he's fixing his headset, I
Oh,
want to take a
that's cool.
moment and I want to thank everyone that has listened to the podcast. You know, on all its listening sources. You know, on Spotify or I believe we upload to like 9 different platforms for the actual audio version, and then the reception on YouTube has been really really great. Like we're doing a lot better than we expected going out, and each week's been better and better. So just thank you guys, like from the bottom of hearts. Absolutely, thank you guys for tuning in every week and checking out the podcast. And I've even had folks come, you know, into my live streams and say, "Hey, where's the new podcast this week? You know, hey, is this going live soon?" Are you back with us, Prezi? Chad, that's the big no. He is not back with us. Okay. Oh, who here has listened to Bo Burnham's new comedy special on Netflix? Because let me tell you, is that a roller coaster of incredibly sad emotions? My goodness gracious. I was talking with a buddy of mine, and he was saying how, like, oh yeah, like, Bo Burnham's, you know, comedy is always, like, a little problematic. Like, it's kind of racy, and, like, you know, like, he's meant to, like, get a rise out of you. And I was like, I've watched it twice now, and the first half of it is like it's funny, and the songs are definitely like earworms. Like they definitely like get into your ear, and you like basically can only hear that. But the later half is a very accurate representation of what 2020 was like for a lot of folks, and it's really interesting to see that like represented, you know, through like his I guess we'll call it comedy, but it's very dark.
What was
Prezi,
it? Was it the Bo Burnham?
the Bo Burnham.
Yeah, I did start to watch. It's dark, but it's Bo Burnham, right? I think if
Finish
you
it.
like, I okay, I think if you like so far, yeah, I'm halfway through right now. I think if you like Bo Burnham though, this is very.
Have you hit the intermission yet?
Oh no,
So yeah, the first half, the half that you've watched, is a lot of comedy.
correct.
Get
Does it
ready
get
to be
different?
get ready to get sad.
Oh no.
It's a different. You watch this man just become unhinged.
That's hard. That's hard.
It's so I watched it with Heather, and she was like giggling through the first half, and at the end, she's just sitting there with like 1,000 yard stare, and I'm like, "What do you think?" And she went, "That's kind of a downer."
So, okay, so two things real quickly. To finish my thought from earlier, real quickly. I could care less about Destiny. I could care less about Twitch. Right now, all I care about is Logan Paul. So it's super unfortunate that's where my headphones cut out. But the um the reality here is one, Logan Paul, and as we were talking about earlier, has the reach, has whatever, whatever, whatever. The fight did come out, and I'm curious how this will go tonight. So I could eat my words too. I had money on the fight. Money was refunded.
Yeah, I was gonna
Florida
say, didn't like the boxing association go like, "Hey,
Florida
we're not
State
gonna
Commission
validate
said they're
this."
not commissioning the fight. And so because of that, they have rules. A lot of boxing matches have rules. This exhibition match is basically having there'll be no winner or loser decided because there's going to be no judges. There will use 12-ounce gloves, so a little bit bigger gloves than normal, so there's more padding in that. But knockouts are acceptable. So it'll be up to the one ref or the one the one ref
So if
in
there's
the
no winner
ring.
or loser, could there be a winner or loser if they get the knockout?
No, it won't be commissioned, right? But like if you knock the other guy out, I mean, and they stop the fight, you're gonna call him the winner. And the
Okay.
reason for this is twofold. One is because of the size difference. I think they're a little worried about that aspect, as well as Floyd Mayweather currently has a 50-0 record. Logan has 20 years, younger than him, and Floyd has enough money to probably stop the earth from spinning. So for that reason alone, I have a weird feeling that if he were to have lost this match for some weird reason, and he would currently go 50-1 to a YouTuber, there would be some money thrown around prior
So
to this fight.
so are you betting on Logan Paul losing?
No, I had money on the fact that he would win. I was told if I bet the house, I win a mansion. No, I had a little bit of money down on it. I got money on a knockout though.
Do you think Logan is gonna get knocked out by Mayweather?
In no planet do I personally think that, and this is where you're gonna clip this, and it's gonna be the worst TikTok meme of a century.
I hope there's a clip of Floyd Mayweather Mario uppercutting Logan Paul out of the ring, and I'm gonna jump cut you saying that to that clip.
I'm telling you right now, and this is your clip. This is your clip, right? For anybody watching this, here's your clip. There is no way in the universe that Floyd Mayweather is going to be able to touch Logan Paul. He may be the greatest boxer of all time, but I don't even believe that. I think he was the greatest boxer of 2 generations ago. He is that old, he is that washed up, and Logan Paul tonight at 11 o'clock Eastern will show the world why he's meant to be
I mean,
here.
he is like 20 years
He's
his
he's like
senior.
26 years old. Yeah, you got to remember, there's a lot of stuff going his way right now. Like, yeah, honestly, if he knocked him out, everybody's just gonna make the argument, oh, well, it's because he's so old. Yeah, well, okay, be quiet. Just be quiet. Is my
I'm gonna
answer
be
to that.
real. I would not fight Floyd Mayweather.
No, no one would. But it'll be a good. It'll be entertaining no matter what. It is $50. Did you find that? I don't know, while
Yeah,
I
I
was
did.
gone
I
to store
saw it
when I cut out.
when that was I looked at that when you
So
cut out. I
here's
was
so
like,
here's your crazy parts, right? This kind of doesn't bring back to the game part. Definitely brings it back to the content part. In the fact that Floyd Mayweather had 9 figures already locked and secured prior to the match happening. That was his contract, $100 million, something like that. It was over $100 million. Okay. Logan's contract also in the millions. Before the fight, they started the fight. This is a weird breakdown of the pay-per-views. They started at like $15 for the first, like, I think it was the first 1,000 or first 10,000 people that bought the fight. Then it went to like $30 for the next like 50,000 or 100,000. I think it was after like 400,000 subscription. Then it went to the $50 mark. They sold out within like 2 weeks of those other profit margins. So, and the stadium I think is going to be packed. I think it's going to be super entertaining no matter what, which is exactly what an exhibition is supposed to be. It is a little bit pricey. There are some undercards, but all in all, it'll be hopefully a good time. Moving on real quickly, and one of the last things I do want to tell you is I did get to see a movie yesterday for the first time in a year and a half in a theater.
Ooh, what'd you see?
I got to see Corella.
Heather wants to see. How was it?
I'm gonna tell you right now, and this is also another clip you can save for Josh's bad takes. I think it is personally the best villain movie one Disney's ever done, and maybe one of the best villain movies. Period.
Is
But
in this
definitely,
movie is Cruella the villain?
well, in
Because
the storyline period.
in the well, yeah, but in the trailer she seemed like the protagonist almost.
So, but it.
Or
So
is
what
she
I'm
like an
gonna.
anti-hero?
So this is her backstory, right? This is the whole the whole movie's her backstory.
Oh, okay.
Not only did not only did Emma do a really good job at being this character, but it's going to be really hard. It's going to be that type. She did that well. But it's going to be really hard to imagine her not being that if somebody else were to play it. It's like the whole Batman thing. Like there's only like one or two Batmans that like only people like, or like Heath Ledger's Joker is like Heath Ledger's Joker, right? Like
Yeah.
Leto did good, but I
He
mean,
didn't. It's
yeah,
okay. You can be honest.
I like Leto a little bit, so it's okay.
He was
Um, yeah, okay, yeah,
pretty
again,
so,
Josh's
but
bad takes, but I'm telling you right now, Cruella was that good. I mean, and if you do you know any parts of the other stories? And this is I'm not going to release
like
a spoiler
the
period.
Disney
Yeah,
stories.
have you ever
Yeah,
seen
like
like
I've
any of the
yeah.
other parts? So if you walk in with that, um, it is just a really good. It's really good.
Neat. Huh.
And they get some nostalgia parts in there. There is a cutscene, so watch out for that. Stay and watch it. Um, and
Like at the
it's
end.
yeah, there's an end credit scene. Sorry. And I just think the score was great. Um, yeah, I'll be honest, it was just a good movie. So, but it was weird being in a movie theater again. I'll be honest with you.
That's
Being
how it
I
was
know,
when Heather and I went
yeah,
to see the Demon Slayer movie. What
yeah,
was even weirder is so we like went up to get popcorn when we went to see that. We went up to
yeah.
the counter and we're like, "Hey, can we get a bowl of popcorn?" And the guy gave us a bowl and was like, "Oh yeah, that's on me." And I like had my wallet out and I like pulled out my card and he said, "No, no, it's on me." And like my brain broke in that moment, so I like still tried giving him my card and he was like, "No, it's on me. You're good. Go watch your movie. We just got a free bowl of popcorn."
Huh. I went to an AMC for probably my first time, maybe ever, because we don't have AMC's around where where I'm from, and I've been to one, I guess, before, but anyway, it was interesting because when I bought the tickets online, because everything's reserved seating, um, you could also purchase all of your snacks ahead of time, and then they would just be ready for you when you walked in the door.
The place where Heather and I went to,
It's awesome.
it's a for realsies restaurant. So
Oh, those are my
you're meant
favorites.
yeah, it's called Cinebistro and like you're meant to show up like I think like 19 or 20 minutes before your movie and you
Correct.
sit down and a waiter comes and they take your
19
order.
or 20 minutes early.
That's what they said. That's like quoting
If you're
the
18
lady that
minutes early,
that's what happened. We were 18 minutes early and they were like, you got to go to the counter. You can't go sit in your seats. The waiters have already left. That's why we went to the counter. We're like, hey, can we get a bowl of popcorn? And they gave us the
okay.
popcorn.
Oh, no. So if there's a chain, and then I know that they're in other states as well. Called. Have you ever been to an Alamo?
There's one in the town. I don't want to say the town.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
like,
yeah,
there's
yeah.
one in the town I used to live in. I never went to it though,
It's
because it's a
they're
brew house
very
too. Like you
nice.
get a beer like with your movie,
You
right?
could. There's a lot of drinks and stuff like that. They have mixed drinks, they have full bars, but the food's really good usually. There's very themed to the movies as well. And so like if you have like even like a release, like they could do cool things to do
Go to
that.
see No Country for Old Men, and they just had like a dead possum on the plate.
Dead possum. That's all you're gonna get. Dead raccoon. No. So everything's like movie themed or whatever, but it is like a full restaurant, and you have waiters and waitresses come through, and you can like put up your little ticket and stuff like that. But it was just nice to be in a theater again. The mask thing is a little weird because everyone's not wearing the mask, but everyone is wearing their masks, and I'm okay wearing mine where wherever people feel comfortable around it. Like
That's
if
what
I'm
I've
sitting in a
done.
theater and I'm eating popcorn, I'm not gonna wear it necessarily because I don't have to. if I'm eating or drinking anything. But I was comfortable in a crisp movie theater, keeping my mask on without, when I was not eating popcorn. So, and it's all to teach your own. If you feel comfortable, whatever. Obviously now with the restrictions, at least where we are,
Also,
um,
get
being
vaccinated.
relieved. Yeah, I'm a big proponent of just go do that.
You get the flu shot every year anyway. This bigger deal than that. Just go get your vaccine.
That's not even a good argument. Like the flu shot one, I don't think. Like I, you get a tetanus shot for like rust, like cuts. How do we expect that the shot's gonna stop rust? Like, and that shot's only good. Like that shot's good for like a while.
Like one
Like,
year.
no, it's good for like 4 years. A tetanus shot's like good for like 4 years.
I didn't know that. I haven't had to
Yeah,
get one for a while though.
right. But like they say, you get one, and then like I can just like go outside and stub my toe in a bunch of rust, and it just saves the planet. But everybody's freaking out about this, so just go get vaccinated. I trust the water commission to make sure my water's fresh.
Fair.
Just go trust it. Just oh well. If not, you're screwed anyway, so it doesn't matter. So
On that note, guys, thank you so much for joining us for this week's Loot Drop podcast. My name's Total Sunbro. That's where you can find me online at all sources. Prezi, where can people find you online?
my name is Prezi J, and I just started streaming on Twitch a little bit more. So you could find me at PREZYJ, Prezi J.
Nice. And the third host, I would be remiss without saying, his name is
100%.
Rathogen. That is spelled like it sounds. Wrath,
Yeah.
WRATHOGEN. You can find him on Twitch and on YouTube. Um, Thank you guys so much for your support and your patronage. We'll see you on the next one.